defense. But on attack, KRU have bigger impact because they have the raise, while Sentinels don't. So on attack, there's an advantage towards KRU. On defense, there's an advantage towards Sentinels. But it's not that big, because raise is still super impactful on this map, while Sage is like, whatever. The biggest problem, though, is if you guys watched me do the VOD analysis on Sentinels versus Liquid on Split, and the same shit was happening in before, like, Sentinels have a huge issue with controlling mid and Heaven B. Like, those two areas when they play on defense, we're gonna pay attention to this later on, is almost not doable for Sentinels. They give away so much space. They give away so much space on mid and Heaven B. Then they lose a lot of rounds because of that, because they don't know what's happening. There's a player then like lurking here, CT, they get like off-rotated, sorry, picked off while rotating. It's very tough. It's very tough. So I wonder if there's gonna be the same problems here on this map. We have a
Sabarino, Psy Gang. Thank you very much, my friend, for the Sabarino, and welcome to the channel, welcome to the family. If you could say something about yourself, that would be absolutely splendid. Thank you very much, my friend.
KRU is playing on defense first, and let's see how they play that. And by the way, if, like, I'm not gonna say it again because we explained the Viper walls so many times. We're gonna have, like, I already explained this wall and this wall many times. There's gonna be a video on my main YouTube channel. We're gonna do a short video. I already recorded it. It's gonna be uploaded very soon on those two walls. And this wall is already explained as well on one of the videos on my main channel as well with Liquid, I think. No, Fnatic. The Fnatic video also has explanation of this attack wall from Viper.
We jump in and we find out. It will be KRU on the defending side, Sentinels on the attacking side, and this is elimination. This is a ticket home for one of these two teams, and they are fighting with everything they have.
Things not looking to slow up here in the pistol. Big.
Ooh, Delzo gets tagged for that. Ooh.
Exchange of utility here. Sentinels looking to pile on the pressure towards B site here.
Yeah, that Molly is being exposed by Delzik. This is very smart play by Delzik. He essentially sees there's a gap in here and he can abuse it. No one expects him to be here and doing that kind of movement, so he catches sick off guard. And the problem is that, again, guys, look, you guys remember this is very similar. Look at this smoke, right? Now remember what I was saying about this smoke from Delzik on the seaside on Haven, right? This is not a good smoke for the defender if you want to play against a team that has flashes. But the problem is that Sentinels have Shazam played on mid, so he cannot abuse this. And the main reason why you even play this Viper wall here is to abuse the flashes through it or abuse the smoke through here. So right now, Sentinels didn't try to use their strengths. And Delzik just gets 2 kills, which is a huge outcome. 2 for 1 on defense is insane.
Anything left in the tank for either of these two would be golden right now, and it ain't happening. It's fire coming out from KRU. The LATAM team just took pistol against Sentinels.
And the big talking point here for me is whether or not Sentinels can...
I feel like they underestimated the opponents and thought that pure aim will be enough and played super responsibly, and mid control in this game is just non-existent. But that's how they always play. And it's not underestimating the opponent, that's how they always play. Every single VOD review I did of Sentinels on Split, they have no mid control.
Stop this momentum again. Talk about carrying across, being the team to force map 3, and again, just that snapshot again at face value. Here, Sentinels on the back foot. KRU looking to set the precedent here with elimination looming. Nothing thrown back in. Again, Tens considering a sheriff. See how well.
Most teams have a lot of footage to study Sentinels, and they do this since they were on the big teams to beat, whereas maybe Sentinels didn't do as much research, for example, KRU. That is a very bad excuse. Look, I'll show you something, okay? You pay 100 euros to have access as a team to this website, to run it back. You do this. Oh, wait. Ah, shit. One moment. I need to type in KRU esports. Yeah. No, wait, what? Oh, they have this U, weird U, right? 1 second. How do I this? How do I do this? KRU. Here we go. So in a few minutes we're gonna have a report, right? And this is the lowest effort that you can do as a team, okay? And I will show you something. Lowest fucking effort that you can do without studying VODs. Remind me to check it in like 3-4 minutes.
Can ultimately control Sentinels here in round 2. A lot of emphasis on mid once again. As soon as this barrier drops, Lauren.
Not too much.
Can you make a champion tier list? I mean, an agent tier list? It makes no sense because you choose agents based upon different context.
Players are down there right now for Sentinels.
I think only one noted here. Again, Mazzino going to confirm on the back of the flash potentially. That's the gravity well perfect. A nice little set piece here potentially to punish Sentinels. They only find Shazam on the back of it. Again, they will pull one back towards 8. Actually, Mazzino now will get Nags healed up whilst they have opportunity to take a breather. Actually, Sentinel's going to force their way through Mail here because they will escape. Catch a heal of his own.
But it's a good reposition by KRU. I really like this.
In full control of B site here. Sentinels try and come down the rope. Mazzino finds 2.
Yeah, I really like the reposition. Really like the reposition. They didn't take any risks. Very, very nice play by KRU.
This is dreamy. 30 seconds left. Desperate to do
I was talking about this particular match, but if they do this every single time on split, then it's just bad. It's just them waiting for opponent to enter silence too late for an rotation. 90% of the time, they don't even know where the first kill will come from. Yes, that's how they play split.
Well, Sentinels now need to come out swinging in their buy round. Again, can feel a little awkward, especially against these SMGs that KRU are going to be towards 8.
Let's see how they play the first buy. So we have KRU with 5 Spectres, and we have Sentinels with 4 Phantoms and a Vandal on 10s because he buys the low shield. Okay, I would say. Like, Split is one of those maps that benefits Phantom so much. It's actually crazy not to use it, but I can understand when someone buys a small shield and wants to use a Vandal instead.
I did get met by Shaz's dog though, so they know that there was a lot of emphasis towards middle and
I really dislike this Toxic Orb, but people seem to play it, so.
good response actually coming out here.
Oh. Okay. Actually, maybe this orb is not that bad now when I think about it, because it allows you to do stuff like this. Because you cut off the rafters and you kind of push people into it, so you can use the molly there.
Actually, 10 gets met by sheer force. What? Klaus has got him and he's still got the angle. This is huge for Klaus. This could be everything.
Yeah, I mean, he played well around his own Toxic Orb. So in this case, this is a very good Toxic Orb for him. But it can be abused, right? It can be abused because it leaks on side, but it cuts off hell, which is important.
And it's looking so good for 2. He set them up for success. And now Dapper and Shazam under the gun, feeling the strain. Spike is in hand though. Dapper still got it.
But so far in the 3 rounds we have seen, not a single impactful flash to abuse the smokes by Delzik and Klaus.
That time at least favorable. Shazam, great positioning. Punishing 1, the cross gets held. Dapper stands tall. They're not letting it slip.
That was very close actually. It was just hitting
Fight right
He was
back.
like hitting right above his head.
Stands tall.
Look at this. Right above his head. Just look at the bullets. Not this one, but the next one. See this? That was very close to winning this gunfight.
They're not letting it slip just yet. Sentinels fight right back.
Again, 2 rifles saved across this. A damage done on the side of the crew. Again, that's the secondary objective there. I love them trying to get proactive in mid. I'm not even sure how many are noted on the back of Shazam's Trailblazer, but straight away, that was the green light. Klaus actually over-delivers in that scenario.
Massively.
Plays inside Tenz's smoke, knowing that that dash is coming through. And actually finds the second as well. See now, presence shown on, again, every area of the map almost.
So much emphasis on this mid fight.
Tiger just being used for nothing. That is the same kind of criticism I had for Vision Strikers on Icebox. They use their piece of equipment that is required to gain space, but they don't gain space from it.
Both sides knowing the value to this. Trade out of utility on both sides consistent here. Confirmation of presence from Shazam, but that's obviously not the full picture right now.
And again, with this wall, actually, KRU are trying to find very deep mid control as well. You see now Sentinels re-aggressing on the back of the Toxin. Cool down the flash is good.
Oh, unlucky. But man, this is actually like a...
Very deep mid control as well.
It's not being smoked. So this could have been... This could have been terrible. If Nagzat gets a shorter peek, he kills Tenz for 0.
Cool down the flash. Nags for Sick in position to punish.
Incredible work from Sick there. That flash looked bang on for the punish to come through, but that's Sick finding incredible value to that. Keeping at least 5 standing now for Sentinels, maybe saving Tenz's life, but where do they now lead? Maybe this B.
Honestly, these VOD analysis are so much free help to the teams if they actually watch your stream. Some did, actually. I've seen Derka watch it. I've seen Nirzinho from G2 watch it. Those are the teams that actually like said something in the chat.
Split towards it, but Delzik.
I mean, not everything I say is right, but it's feedback to think about. But there's some straight up things that I think are wrong, and I call them
Trying
out.
to get a little ratty on this.
Check the Discord report thing. Oh yeah, right. So look. 3 maps being played by KRU on Split in the past 20 matches they did, right? And you can see how they play because of it. Let's take a read about it. Okay, so Klaus is playing a Killjoy, and he's playing default in first 20 seconds almost every round. You get a tendency read on this. Then you have Delzik, who is over-rotating heavily in first 20 seconds through spawn. That also gives you info. And when he's playing on site A, he's playing from those positions typically. That means that he's playing close on site, and you can expect him to be here. Then, if he plays on B, he's also doing the same tendencies. You have Kaznit, who is always playing on B heaven essentially, and over-rotates towards A heaven almost every single time. That is literally 20 seconds of your time and 100 euros for a team. And I already have tendencies of 3 out of 5 players on KRU Esports on this map on defense. Let's go to attack. Oh, okay. We need to be mentally prepared that KRU Esports is attacking A side in the first 15 seconds a lot. I mean, not a lot, but they do that. Right? And if they play for third tempo plants, it's typically on B. And it's very late. 70 seconds. Pistol rounds are slower. Early attacking positions. Fuck, this team is so easy to read. Mid control every round. every round they go for mid control. You see Nags on Jet, being a Jet player every single round almost on mid. That's how they play. They almost never attack A side in first tempo. Like this is crazy how easy it is to read those teams, and this is without even watching VODs, guys. This is the bare thing that you can do as an analyst for a team and a coach. It's crazy, man. Yeah. There's just really not a single excuse that a team can have to be not prepared against someone. Like, it's upsetting to me that I see teams that are oblivious to stuff like this, you know? And I sacrifice 20 seconds of my time to get this info.
Does he get the timing right? Tens and Dap around the other side. Plenty behind it too. How long does he hold? He holds just long enough to lose his life. Zombs with the
Ooh, this wall is unlucky.
entry. Game on now towards B. We go. Mazzino.
Yeah, but Mazzino's like... "Eh."
Next on the chopping block. Good work from Sentinels. Finding composure in these moments is everything to them right now.
Now just Kesnet and Klaus left to consider damage.
Once we get demos and people make actual programs for heat maps, it's gonna be crazy for teams like Vision Strikers and Fnatic. Yeah, I mean, that's gonna take like probably 1-2 years even, but we'll see.
Spike planted.
You think Roku's made an impact on the Sentinels' place in strats? I have absolutely no idea.
With Klaus still tucked all the way over on A site. It's maybe looking like they want to hold on to these rifles. No real...
Shazam on an interview says that they knew where KRU was every time. Good for them. That means that they were prepared or read them during the round. But I'm just trying, you know, I'm not saying that Sentinels didn't prepare against KRU, because fuck, you could take it out of the context. I'm just saying that there's no excuse for a professional team to not be prepared against every single opponent. That's what I'm saying. Who would you replace from the Sentinels roster at the moment? I would replace you from their fan pool. They don't need to replace anyone. They just need to play more as a team and just step to the next level.
A round or two buffer for their finances. And what's going to be interesting to see, again, initially these explorations in mid are only on the back of, you know, the boom bar, potentially a second kind of layer to that in terms of utility. But if KRU want to pile on the pressure, there's been a couple of times where
there's no reason to drop any single player from that team.
Could potentially get caught off guard here because Sentinel's starting slow. Again, I don't want to say slow, maybe cautious is
yeah.
a better word.
And also, even if there's a reason, it's not for us to decide and say stuff like that. You don't know what's going on in the team. You don't know exactly how they prepare. You don't know how they work. You have no clue about that. No one knows, apart from the players inside of the team and the organization. If for you, a team has to change a player just because they lost a match in a tournament, is a reason for like, it's a legitimate reason for for people to be dropped from a team, then you have absolutely no clue about sports.
Yo, Tyler Rand, thank you very much for the prime. Welcome to the family, my friend. Could you introduce yourself to us? Thank you, my friend.
Did you guys know that if you're a sub on this channel, you don't have any ads on it? It's a good reason to sub.
Yeah.
I think that's indicative of the pressure now and coming to map 3.
The buyback in is going to be pretty rough for KRU.
I'm not saying they should, I just thought that might be a chance. You don't have to be so mean to me.
Though looking at their economy, it's going to be around these
Grow a spine, my friend. Don't backtrack from making a stupid statement. Just say, yeah, maybe I shouldn't have said that. Maybe just keep your mouth shut.
Or something behind it, but obviously on the other side you can have that full purchase.
Yo, Scorpio, thank you much for the tier 1 Sabrina, my friend, for the gift.
Keep my eye towards
I think they want to swing out here. Sick, gotta be careful.
But this is exactly what he's made for. Now does he even get to keep his life though? You can see all that utility put down.
Still gets
takes
one,
on
man.
the way out.
That's actually
Good
big.
work from
He
Sentinels to get
he
that
should have been
damage done,
dead.
and it does again give away that was a big stack. So instantly they look towards that B site. Looks a little bit more vulnerable, but there's a player playing down towards Hell. That's gonna be Klaus. Can't catch that cross as well as he like, but Delzik will stand to the task. Rifle recovered and Spike now loose. Shazam and Dapper gonna be sweating bullets. Can they keep themselves composed? Shazam, it's all on you here. Disaster in the making, or maybe a road to recovery.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
To the back of Nagzit's mind. But the spike is the biggest problem. How does he get it back? How does he get past Delzik, who's done the unthinkable? He checks
Revealing area.
This is everything.
Found them.
Right, flash in
1 second, my friends. Let me finish this round. They know about him dropping, right? He made noise.
Challenge. It's Nagzit.
Yeah. Oh, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. Yeah, that was unwinnable. That was literally unwinnable if he goes from that angle.
2 rifles carried into this.
Yo, Grvit! Thank you very much for the T1 and welcome to the family, my friend. Thank you very much for going so... No, it's the first time you're actually buying a ticket. Could you introduce yourself to us? That would be absolutely amazing.
I like to celebrate new subs on the channel, so I would really love to know which country you're coming from or whatever, like maybe something interesting about yourself.
They play a textbook. Crew strike back.
Who's your favorite Polish FPS player of all time? Probably Neo. But I'm biased because he's also my friend.
Oh, get out of it! Oh, in case they needed more.
He was spamming, by the way, for Shazam. He wasn't spamming for Dance. Dance was just standing there, minding his own business.
More to go in their favor.
Moo!
Yo, Moo! Thank you very much for the sub as well and also welcome to the channel. And the same question to you. This is your first time actually, you know, subbing, supporting the channel. If you could introduce yourself, that'd be absolutely splendid, my bro.
That's a gift from the gods. The flash to follow. Delzik fancies his chances again. That's risky. Didn't do well from that spot last time, but maybe this time he finds a little more favor. But no, he falls away from it.
I'm from India. I've been watching your VOD reviews a lot, and I love copying of Viper gameplay as well. How do I say in your language, like welcome and thank you? Very basic. Welcome and thank you. How do I say that? In Hindi, right? And Moo is a plat player from France. Oui, oui. J'allais pas mon frère. Then I was watching this video. Oh my god, wait. Alright, fuck it. Where is it? English. I was watching this video. Wait. How a language sounds to someone who doesn't know the language.
What English sounds like to non-English speakers.
Paul, I have a sort different. Yeah, I looked at Sandy Brett store. Same folly as they taped, didn't it? For the Nantubre.
Wait.
Like to non-German.
Good job. It's a little
bit racist, but funny at this. It's like racist to everyone.
Mia Borella, turnero braccio tantomini. Mamma mia. Passico fermine, sarissimo, pintorino, fa sedere, ti picchiamo.
He's talking gibberish, man.
Sounds like to non-Spanish people.
Si li joyas, tíos, es lo que tú me dices. Con pesas y tura que empieces. Lo psicofer...
Where's
To
French?
non-Spanish people. Se puede tolperar.
Caramba. Russian sounds ki yak burhas
Sounds like to non-Vietnamese.
Like to non-man.
I think I missed it. Wait.
What French sounds like to non-French speakers.
Va, font pitié la pharmaceutique. Oh là là. Lui souviens les temps paralite le pomfiet. Voilà, dit est un sat tricolage à trones. Les billes de frécole maison triste du vent éternel.
What German sounds like to non-German speakers.
I would love for him to do Polish and say only kurwa, and that's it. Can you do the Polish one for us? I literally did. In Hindi, that would be Swagat and Danyavad. There's no way I will say that with correct accent. Shukriya. Maybe I did that.
Comes in from Zeno, that is going to be everything if he gets the timing right. He doesn't. He finds the barrel of Dapper's gun, and now Delzik wants in, doesn't get it. Sentinels keeping everything favorable towards them. 5 still stand, and spike surely to be planted. Yeah, great work from Shazam.
Hey, let me check this execute from Sentinels, because this might have actually been pretty good.
He falls away from it.
So they rest Tens.
Dapper actually tries to creep on through.
Okay. So good ult. So essentially you gain the space by that wall.
Viper's pit.
Delzik plays default because that's how he plays. And now they have the space. Like this is the job's done for Dapper. He now has to like wait for his team and buy time.
They could. I'm waiting to see if that punish comes in from Zeno. That is going to be everything if you get.
This is actually a little bit awkward. Like Sentinels were very, very slow to actually get a kill. Sorry, to get the control that Dapper did for them. Sorry. This could have been a disaster because they were waiting so much. Dapper almost got killed here. I was very close. And Shazam was going for the ult here. But the wall was up, right? Is the wall up? The wall is still up. Now the wall is down. But they're just spamming this. That's a very tough spot. Very tough spot for... Like, they did the best what they could. But they could have ended up in a disaster.
Everything favorable towards them. 5 still stand, and spike surely to be planted. Yeah, great work from Shazam as well. Klaus and Nags it. They're a mile away. Sentinels answer back in kind. They find a brutal element to themselves to make that B piece work.
Delzik, you even noted it, getting a little curious into B main. The second he pulls away, Dapper capitalizes on that space, ultimately being the one to...
Okay. Let's go next round. Alright, so what do we have here? Slow. Low buy for KRU.
This round as cleanly as we'd expect.
Slow for Heaven, control for ramp.
Sentinels should be able to build off the back.
But now they can just... See, this is the problem with this smoke.
If they can convert this round,
something that I always say about, right? If you do this smoke, then that allows your opponent to get free ramp control. And now they get it for free. And this wall as well allows them even get more control. So now they can just have to worry about like this area, and that's about it. But they can use utility to kind of counter that.
I thought they got kept over, so you're going to have Spectres, Frenzies, not too much else. And Sentinel's doing it right this time, not falling foul to any danger, any of those players.
Klaus just gets a kill, what the fuck? Wait, what?
Much else.
Klaus just goes into his own smoke and just goes against Shazam. What the? Look at the minimap, look at the movement. He hears that there are 3 players on Heaven.
And Sentinel's doing it right this time.
But he doesn't know exactly how many people are on the orb. But he hears Shazam is taking the orb. Look. No, wait. That's not the orb. Or is it? It is. It is the orb. Shazam is taking the orb. So greedy Shazam. And now Klaus knows exactly when one player is.
And Sentinel's doing it right.
And because of that, he will be confident to peek that with that frenzy because he has nothing to lose but everything to gain. And he just goes in and kills Shazam when he has utility in his hand. Like, that is so big, man. That is so big. He takes the spot because he reads it, and Zoms doesn't hold Shazam.
Excuse me, maybe I'd lie to you. Wait, what's just happened? How did Klaus and Kesner get away with this? Zom's gonna try and keep this one on track, keep it in hand. Not let this go astray.
That was no one on site.
They get away with this. Zom's gonna try and keep this one on track, keep it in hand, not let this go astray. You can see the ults now being sent.
So I didn't like that ultimate because he didn't give enough time for those ults to like do anything.
You can see the ults now being sent down. Kesner desperate to do damage, but that's ambitious with a friend.
But it's very chaotic.
Sick will punish Nags, swinging down from ramp. They're trying to capitalize on the pressure from that showstopper. Delzik actually slipped through.
He's somehow gone past this. They're still aware. That's really good for Sentinels to be aware of this. Zoms finds Mazzino. They're keeping this one in hand. The look away for a second. The peak came through 10s. Safety found, composure being maintained. As it knows, this is looking.
Bambucha, shit, I missed.
There it is. Just about.
Yo, Bambucha pretty much with 20 months.
was looking to
Welcome back, my friend.
That's what we normally
It says Bambosh on the avatar. Thank you very much, my friend. Welcome back, broski.
If Crew can
Guys,
weird and
I need to take a piss break and get something to drink. Be right back, okay? Oh, alright. Frenzy does 35 damage per hit or 30? 26. Body shot is 26 per hit.
for unorthodox.
And then over 30 meters, it deals 22.
Of some of these rounds. That's just fearless. Now actually a huge
Viper ultimate on A.
financial advantage here. Built up for Sentinels.
And now this allows to now this allows Jet to rotate, but this is so unfortunate for Klaus. Look, this is what I'm always saying, right? This is what I'm always saying. If Viper ults this allows the player from ramp to rotate later on and bolster the defenses either on mid or straight up on B, right? But the thing is, this will only work if everyone else is alive. Delsing by overpeaking on B and dying makes this Viper ultimate dogshit. Because the opponents will know that the Viper ult is here, and now that they killed a guy on B, they know that this Viper needs to be in this ult to be active, so they can abuse B more because they know there's gonna be one less player. And they just don't want to risk going through the Viper pit. So the value from this Viper pit just goes from 100% to, I don't know, 60? Still kind of have to stand in it, but it's actually kind of useless.
Financial advantage here. Built up for Sentinels, and scoreline maybe doesn't tell that story. Delzik again
So
punished on B.
why would you do that?
So quickly, but Dapper does not care. He's got 10s by his side, and they've got the pinch towards the side. One player remains. They've got to know there's someone still around, and he's found Kesset now gone.
That's what made me actually stop playing Viper and solo queue.
One, but they have no step towards this site right now.
Klaus did invest that Viper.
That's literally the reason why I stopped playing Viper in solo queue, because I know that people don't understand how to play with a Viper.
Crew in a scenario where it's 2v4, considering the save.
Viper ult disappears when she is not around or what? I don't play her at all. There's a fuel that goes down if you're not in the ult, and after it goes to 0, the ult disappears. But you can keep it up by being in the ult. It's not time limited. It has fuel, but until you're in the ult, it always works.
You get to keep that rifle. Let's see if he can get any closer now. Sick is looking to try and take this away. For me, it's that pace change and the confidence behind it. That, to me, is so integral to still see that confidence with Sentinels to go for these sort of pieces. Can't quite take the rifle away from Klaus. And we'll continue with 3 alive, which is just fine for the economy, hopefully for Sentinels. But again, crew now need an answer.
Do SEN and KRU have a map? It was so good. Why was it good?
Becoming a huge factor here for them.
They're doing. They need to stop the bleeding. Rounds. Again, that looming here from the group stages, which is not something anybody would be considering here for Sentinels. Like I said, there is that. Anybody would be.
Dalzik is checking for a cipher camera, even though there's no cipher.
Considering
just a habit, I guess.
Here for Sentinels. Like I said, there is that adjustment there. You can see Delzik over towards A site. It will be Klaus to flip over again. A pacey hit through mid here from Sentinels.
I like what they've identified with this. It seems to be working very nicely for themselves.
One way for the defenders. Different wall that controls mid and the one way for B main. But Klaus is just like in between opponents, man. That's so fucking tough.
This puts Klaus in a bit of a dire spot. He knows that next layer to this hit will be from
He needs just not to buy time for as long as possible. Wow. Holy shit. Klaus, by not dying, allows Nags to get a kill on Tens. That's literally it. Look at the minimap. Just look at the minimap right here. This position here, Tens pushes this because he knows there's a player over here. But Klaus just hides in a corner and just tries not to die, to buy time, which buys time for the players to rotate to Heaven B and get the drop on Tens, who was trying to get Klaus. And that's literally by not fighting. That's literally by not fighting. It's like a outcome of something that you do, but it's not related exactly to what you try to do, but it's an outcome anyway. So you help your teammates by just hiding.
There it is though. Nagzit finds 2 out of nowhere.
And Nagzit gets the second kill because of the same reason.
How has he just found Tens and Zoms? I could not.
And Dapper just doesn't go through because of the one way. But once he saw, like, this is another thing. Once he look at the minimap again. The one way is up, right? The one way is up, but once Dapper sees that his jet is here, he should be running through this one way. He should disregard the one way. And let's see what his reaction is. There's no reaction. He's just still standing there. And that is a very bad decision making. That you, like, once you see your jet gets the control here, you need to run through. 100%. 100% you need to run through. That's like insane.
How has he just found Tens and Zoms? I could not.
Now it's way too late.
Klaus finally pulls the trigger. He gets away with it as well. Dapper and Shazam suddenly in a bad. Klaus out of no front and in a bit.
But what is Shazam doing on mid?
Very nicely for themselves.
That is something that I don't understand. I feel like there's a problem of understanding who plays where because of the swap on the agents. Shazam playing Sky with 2 flashes and just holding mid is terrible for the team. Like, it's like, you know, misunderstanding the roles, right? Sorry, 1 flash. It doesn't matter. He has a flash, right? The Astra should be standing here and Sky should be here. Like, that's about it. The Astra should be the one that is controlling.
It is what it is.
Or even the Viper. The Viper can be like, even fuck off here and I'm gonna go mid. Like, the thing is, there's the one way that he communicated to the team, right? So there are 2 options. Either they still push through this, right? And like this, do the pincer movement. But this requires Dapper to actually be confident to push through the one way at some point, right? Push through, not wait it out. Push through, right? And if you do that, then Shazam should be with the team and Dapper, and Zoms should be holding mid. So there should be a swap here. Or Shazam goes with the team, and Dapper controls mid. So he doesn't want to go for this one way. Because right now, this entire round, Dapper had no impact whatsoever. Apart from his Viper wall. But that's about it. And Shazam has almost no impact as well. So essentially they do... Look, think about it in this way, okay? Think about it this way. Right now, Sentinels do a execute on side B 3 versus 5. That's how they play. They essentially rob themselves out of a good execute because they play with only 3 players here.
This puts Klaus in a bit of a dire spot. He knows that next layer to this hit will be coming through from main, so now he's surrounded on all fronts, and no help's really on the way all that time soon. There it is, though. Nagzip finds 2 out of nowhere? How has he just found 10s and Zoms? I could not tell you. Dapper trying to work back in. Klaus finally pulls the trigger. He gets away with it as well. Dapper and Shazam suddenly in a bad scenario, suddenly on the back foot, but Shazam finds the timing just right. He still does some more damage, though. Look at the HP. Klaus a little low, Mazzino a little low. Kez now having to catch that cross, and that was the downfall of Shaz before. But he's got support now coming through from heaven.
Crew, they're broken. They're battered, they're bruised in this round. Look at the HPs here. Actually, Klaus going to catch a heal. Actually strengthens their position massively. Dapper also had to regroup here. Back to 93 HP, but Spike down on site. Crew can sit tight for the time being. Wait for Sentinels to make a move.
I don't know how you dismantle this crossfire. That's the big question in my mind. A flash, is that going to be the way to set it up? Dapper's eaten it.
Oh,
that's so badly communicated. It's not good at all. Crew are going to capitalize. Make it all
I
their
mean,
own.
this round is almost unlosable for Crew if they don't overpeak and they just wait for the opponents to peak. The flash here is also
misplaced, mistimed, or
not
miscommunicated.
terrible, but at the same time, it doesn't really change much. The position for Sentinels in that round was just so bad.
Again, I'm not sure if Dapper's ahead of
That-
the curve, whether or not it's a comfort
like,
factor
you
with
can't,
Shazam
you
on the
know?
Sky, but again, ultimately, that's what...
Yeah, but this man here...
That's game-changing. Klaus was
It is.
so alone.
He was, yeah, he needed a
tucked on that
bailout.
box.
He needed a get out of jail free card, and Nags was exactly that. Because ultimately, you can see Dapper's creeping closer and closer.
Yes.
They're looking
No heaven smoke? Yeah, no heaven smoke because they attacked through heaven.
to pinch that angle
Clearing
from
that.
2 sides.
Knife's edge stuff now. Money starting to look a little more in the right direction for Crew, but Sentinels still have a purchase here as we saw that money spilling in the previous rounds. And once again, this
Again, Targa being used for no gain. You guys seeing this shit, right? Sentinels are just using the Tiger, the only tool for reconnaissance, with no follow-up. It's like throwing $200 for 0, like, whatever, man. And Dapper, again, misplaces the wall on B, by the way. Look how short it is. Unless he does this on purpose, but I don't think he would be. Because that is essentially giving an opportunity for a player to peek with or DK.
5 survive, 4 survive. And to probably have another 4 buy behind this as well. So again, you look towards the ultimate cycle here.
Dapper kills Klaus because of that. Lul. Maybe he baited him? No, wait. He was fighting through a one-way. I don't know what happened here. Hopefully we have a hopefully we have a replay of that because that was very weird.
Giving these away on B.
Yep. Hey, if they found a
Now
point,
just
they're gonna keep
1v1
going.
fights
They're gonna keep
from
trying to be a nuisance onto
Crew
walls.
being done
Seeker's gonna go down.
with no respect and no
Looks like
trades.
Dapper's been wonderful at
So
finding them, though. He has been absolutely brilliant at exploiting this over and over again. And now the Seekers are going to be pretty much trailblazing their way forward as Delzik does.
Delzik tries to recuperate. Is that a word correctly used in this sentence? I don't know. I think so.
Closing in pretty quickly and up and over and go. Almost made a fool of Zoms, but he keeps his calm.
Zom 17 HP, man.
Nagzip does have that op. Does he want to give this away?
But well played by Delzik. He tried to like get at some equalizers.
Is there even a chance for it? He's sitting super deep. This looks like a save.
Does indeed, especially with Nags on that operator. No armor here. Cosmic Divide was available, but casualties on the way in makes it so difficult for Crew to make that investment, or forced investment, I should say. It's almost salvage mode in terms of the progress that Sentinels made. And now you start getting worried. Dapper's got that Viper Spit once again. Sick, Lumen on the res. Sentinel's going to be firmly back in the driving seat after this round.
Recuperate usually would mean heal and not try to like equalize and like make a second attempt at something? It has recover, but in healing sense. Pull through. I will have to ask someone that has like good nomenclature in English if I can use it in this, like, because I thought that I can use it to like regain control essentially, right? Recuperate to make a second attempt. So did I use it correctly? I think I did, right? Okay. All right, we learned something.
Here, actually. So look a little. Actually, yeah, I was going to say the spacing a little off there, but Shazam does trade it out. Only the operator saved.
And I've got to say it, for me, we've looked at the other maps. Yes, Shazam's still delivering. Ten's a little quiet. I mean, the guy's got enough frags to be doing fine, but to me it's Dapper's consistent success just finding these picks towards B. He's opening up space time and time again. They're finding no comfort on this B side.
Actually, I said time again, the buddy system's in place. This is Dapper solo.
Yeah.
It's almost like the mirror image of kind of how Six been playing outside A main, but speak of A main, it's looking pretty all in here from Sentinels.
First time they actually do an execute with the Tiger. Look, look. They're actually gaining space with the Tiger. See this shit?
Towards A.
Yeah, Del's
Oh, my boys and girls. And this is why, if someone pays attention to my stream,
Pretty all in here from Sentinels. Like a pacey hit towards A.
this is what I explain when I do the Viper wall on the stream. Yes, when I do it on the stream. Look at this. When I do the Viper wall, right? It's not like this, right? It's from here. Oh shit, why is it snapping? Right. It has like an angle. And that angle is typically either going like this or going like this. So this way, right? When you do that, you're trying to achieve enough space for a player to not have this kind of movement behind the wall. Like, this is such a big thing. This is the same thing that I explained whenever like you try to angle your wall on bind on A side, when you try to angle a wall on icebox on A side on screens. Like, you try to angle them to avoid this specific scenario. Seeing this being used like here is a little bit like awkward, because if Klaus gets any kills right here, that is because this wall is being not placed the way it should be played. You know?
Yeah, Delzik, I think, is still on the site. Yeah, he's trying to play behind this, and the timing couldn't have been worse from there. Sick outdoes him so well.
Klaus doesn't get any opportunities out of it anyway. But still, like, this gives too much space.
Has a little look through from CTC.
Maybe it's a bait for the opponents to get into the corner, but you can do that with the angled wall as well. But then you have certainty that he's being affected by the DK, and you also see him, because those players never know if they see them or not, and you can see like the barrel or like the leg through that wall. So you can literally just abuse it. You literally do that to bait people. You know?
So far,
like, you just... If you want to do that wall on split, you just do it this way. Like this. Or like this. So those people never feel comfortable while going into the corner. Look. You cannot stand then like anywhere here. The only angle you have to check is here, but then you can pre-fire that shit, right? When you go into site and you have a target to check this angle. And if you do the other wall, if you do it like this, then you essentially don't have to worry about this position because it's being covered and someone has to drop down. But here you cannot stand because you don't have enough space, and you're always being affected by the wall, so it limits your vision, and it also applies the DK on you. So it's such a huge difference, and I don't understand why are we not seeing this being used. Like, it's huge. It's huge, and it shows me that even though professional teams, they're professional teams, there's still lack of preparation and a lot of micromanagement and min-maxing stuff. That wall was put by KRU, not by Sentinels? Of course it was put by Sentinels. The wall from KRU is on site for retake.
There's plenty around that corner.
Up now, again, spotted in hell, but the trademark sick position.
Having a heaven wall that allows defenders to swing through makes it so someone running onto site that has a hold the entire time risk 9 to a swing. Not a single wall like that allows to a swing. Sorry, the right-handed wall doesn't allow for a swing. That's what I literally explained. You can do both angles depending on what you want to achieve.
Again, so difficult to deal with this here. Dirty off angle. You look at actually an operator, a Spectre. This is so hard for KRU to fight back in onto A site here.
Good flash, maybe time to at least facilitate them getting to rafters. Sick gonna punish Klaus though, so again, they're not finding a way back in. This post plant is just absolutely
safe.
cast in iron. These guys are immovable as Keza needs to get out of dodge quickly, trying to keep these rifles if he can. Punish on the way out, nothing much for it. Sentinels, that is a gorgeous answer. I have to say, I love seeing a little bit of versatility at this time. Seeing them switch it up to a new look hit towards A, not just depending on Dapper. Snags is still trying to keep...
No one expected Sentinels to not go through the groups, so... Yeah.
Again, first time actually discussing it here, this composition again. I know what the aim is here from KRU, but...
Guys, fuck. I will explain again on the wall. Look, this is what Dapper did. Zomps. Dapper Zomps. Doesn't matter. The Viper on Sentinels did this. Right? This is the Viper wall by Sentinels. But if you do the wall like this, you achieve exactly the same thing. Exactly the same thing, but you have the upside of affecting people with DK on this particular spot. So you're certain that no one is behind your Viper wall here, and you cannot be like just caught off guard. That's literally it.
Ultimately, you look for them to be more dominant on the defensive half here. Again, whether or not they're able to... It relies on selling so many fakes on the attack to make use of this double controller. And again, I'm excited to see if they've got something up their sleeve, but we didn't see that on Fracture. And I think we saw kind of the same success rate in terms of their defensive half as well. It just wasn't there for me, so...
And when you watch good Vipers, they always angle the wall. Just watch Nats. He never does a straight line.
Best possible scenario here, 7-5, and Dells it back on a stinger. Spectre in the hands of Klaus, and again a pacey hit towards Alo, and Tens is going to open things up.
Oh,
look at it!
Stylish from Tens.
Yeah, that's just... You get rounds by just like by Tens.
Down to 3. The answer back.
Interesting ult by Dapper.
Has to be robust. Already Mizzino with a good start towards Shazam. That's not
Very
bad.
interesting.
On his opposing number in this. Already
Open things up.
Oh,
look at it!
Stylish from Tens. Putting on a show.
Why does he prefer to do it on ramp instead of controlling site? That's very interesting. It is planted. Oh, it is planted for heaven. Okay. So the idea is they have site control already. It's being planted for heaven, and because of this ult, he can control the ramp and play time. So he is always a threat to the players on heaven, but the players on heaven have to drop site, and then he has heaven control. It relies a lot on the success of the players planting for heaven. If they don't plant for heaven, this ult is terrible. But if it's planted for heaven, it's actually pretty insane.
With a good start towards Shazam. That's not bad. On his opposing number in this. Dapper tries to back away, doesn't give away too much in this one. But in the post plan we go. Kesnit, quick start towards Tens, and he just flies on in, gives it up towards Zoms, who takes him out of midair. And now we're down to 2. Naxim, Mazino, what do you do? The res comes out, the odds are even less favorable. Mazino's still doing damage from above, but it's all on him, and it's all been taken away. Sentinels.
Still, good round by Sentinels, but this round is being won by Tens. Just pure mechanical outplay, and that's about it.
The hour they needed it.
If he dies to Klaus when he's peeking through the Viper wall on rafters, then this round is not being won, most likely. Look at this. If Klaus is not dead to the right click here, then most likely this round has no success rate, or like way lower success rate. But he just gets a fucking kill like this. It's nuts.
Klaus and Delzik falling, seemingly on the back of just one player there, completely blowing a side.
Why don't you do watch parties? Because I don't like streaming in the afternoon, and I prefer doing VOD analysis. No one else is doing VOD analysis like this. So I guess I'm filling that niche.
About that first half, let's hand it over to the
Sage was close to trade though. Yeah, but it's like kind of harder, right? Because right now you have 5v3. That's like a free round. If it's for 1, it's still like pretty good for the attackers, but it's not as good.
Well, as Hypox said, 8-4, we have been here.
Did I watch the matches live? I put them on the screen, but I don't really pay attention too much. I just listen to them.
Attacking half again.
Yeah, not really that. Sometimes I just spend time. Sometimes, most of the time, I'm just spending time with my daughter, and just the screen is on. When something exciting is happening, I just have a look, but that's about it.
Game to that direction.
That bread and butter play, Sentinels will just absolutely do you in every single time you bring it out. We've had Dapper absolutely shining on this one. Shaz finding that room to work. It's all looking okay for them. This is Sentinels, not fully comfortable, sure, but happy enough. We go in now at 4-8.
Are Polish people named Mike? Mike is Maciej.
Sentinels in the lead here.
Alright, so KRU on attack.
On map 3 for elimination.
Wow, they used Tiger and the Boombot to take control of mid first tempo.
Between these two, only one can go
And a flash.
forward. Oh my god.
And they still didn't gain that much. I mean, they gained, they flash away Sentinels, but damn, man.
To get the heal from Sick.
Was that really necessary? I don't know. But now there's a problem with Heaven B and Vents. And that's something that you guys remember what I was saying? What I was saying about Sentinels versus Liquid on Split? Both of those teams never had control of Vents and Heaven B. And again, look, Kaznet is just in Vents. Look how much space they have. That Sage wall here is gonna break down in 4 seconds.
Nags actually got himself tucked into mail here now. Sentinels feel a little comfortable to re-explore mid. Gonna leave actually one member tucked into.
Wait, what? Where's the? Okay, it broke now. Okay, so it was set up a little bit later than that. Missed the sub? Oh, did I? Shit.
My bad. Hookah Zone. Thank you very much, my friend, for the sub, and welcome to the family. Could you introduce yourself for us? Oh, wait, is this your first sub ever, or did you sub before and I just forgot, my friend? Or did you get gifted? Because if it's your first sub ever,
I would love to get an introduction from you, because I like to celebrate new subs. I was gifted before? Awesome, my friend. So, could you say at least from which country you're from? If you can. If you don't want to, don't worry about it.
In the way his utility set up, they're probably going to allow KRU to pass onto site here.
Look, this is so tough for Sentinels. They have no control. Look, I will show you something, okay? I will show you something. Let's do map control. The map control like attention graphic. Yellow is gonna be Sentinels. This is what Sentinels have. This is what attackers have. Right? But the blue is controlled by no one. And in the essence, everything that is blue is essentially attacker anyway. Because attackers don't really care that much about being flanked in this moment because they try to do an execute and they control the audio cues on the rotations from like A side and heaven and so on. So essentially, Sentinels locked themselves out of huge amount of space, right? Huge amount of space. And look at those players here. Those players are pinched between this. Like it's a huge problem for Sentinels right now to control the map. And the thing is, this player here controls the rotation because he's gonna hear when the players from A and how many players from A were gonna rotate, or he's holding just vents and gets a free kill most likely, while he holds the back from the Jet who also controls this, while 3 players just go in on site, right? And they have a flash to abuse the flash through the Viper wall and control of B. It's absolutely insane. It's absolutely insane how little control Sentinels have right now on this map. Yo, wait, we have
2 subs. We have Denson with the Prime, 8 months now, soon we'll have a baby. She will be liquid, just so you know. better if that baby
would be solid than liquid. And we have also
Chrisbit, first time subbing to the channel. If you could introduce yourself, that would be absolutely amazing. Another new sub. Enjoy your no ads channel for now.
I mean, not for now, but enjoy your free of ads channel because you have a sub. German. Guten Abend, my friend. Oh, what I'm talking guten Abend. It's 1 p.m. I don't know how you hold vents. It's a very dangerous position for defenders. Yes, this is why most teams just hold it with an alarm bot or a trap. So they don't have to worry about it.
Looking towards that heaven piece as well. That crunch.
Yeah, and there's the flash that abuses the Viper wall. Zomps is like completely caught off guard because of that, right? Sig gets the kill on Nagzet, which is a little bit awkward. Like Nagzet... Wait, did he have a contact before? Oh, wait, what? Whose smoke is this? This is Tanza's smoke. So it pushes Nagzet off. And Nagzet does... Wait, what? Nagzet just makes noise, so he's known now. Oh, he should be not re-peeking this. There's no way... Let me show you something, okay? And explain why. But first...
Alyssa, thank you very much for the tier 1, 2 months. Aloha. Wait, Alyssa, is this the same case? Did you get gifted before? And now it's your first time subbing yourself?
Why does it show the 2-month batch on me? I didn't resub in the morning was cut. Maybe you got gifted? I don't know. So, let's pay attention to Nagzet's position. Nagzet right now is the flanker, right? He is holding this angle on heaven without being known for now. And I don't think he shoots at all. Let's pay attention to Nagzet here. Is he shooting? I don't think he is. Sidestepping a little bit. But I don't think he's shooting at all right now. Yeah, he went back. So he didn't make any noise. And Tens will smoke him off. Yes, and now he's smoked off. So Tens smoked off Nagzet for Sick to have a chance at peeking here, right? And Nagzet is still unknown here. And even if he's known, it doesn't really change anything. But he should be playing time. Because he knows that there will be 2 players over here, or, well, at least 1. But most likely 2, right? So when he plays time like this, now he makes noise. He's being known, right? So he's essentially kind of baiting for the player to go through vent to try to kill the Jet, right? But let's say he doesn't peek anymore here and just holds this. He just holds this because now that his team is doing pressure on B side, and his role here is not to die. Virtually by doing nothing, just by being alive, he puts enough pressure on the players on B heaven that they cannot just ignore him, right? And they just cannot help Zombs on site. Because at least one player has to hold the Jet flanking them. And because of that, it would render one player useless. So it's essentially like a virtual frag for the attackers, but it's not really a frag. But it buys time for the team to have control of site. So essentially, he cuts off 1 or 2 players from Heaven B to help this guy by being alive. But because he is peeking too fast and dies right here, he is essentially of no help to the team.
Looking like it's going to go down. Sick does find that first part coming in from Heaven. Deltic does well, but it's all traded out.
But now, this is where Kaznit just gets 3 frags because no one expects the guy in vents.
Klaus still going to keep it favorable, but there's that second layer towards Heaven. Keeping back 2, actually. That's big. Shazam and Dapper. Oh, that damage. Get out of here. Kesnit plays ahead of it. He's still clicking. He's still going. And they get what they need, KRU.
Essentially, the Jet by dying gets Kaznit 2 frags.
Again, like I said, committing 2 players to flank control there, or to be the kind of counterbalance to this executor B side.
I'm from Tunisia, but I live in Berlin. Hello, Alyssa. Welcome.
Emphasis on ultimately B main being relatively unopposed. Like I said, Zom's almost set up with his utility there to allow safe passage to side.
I don't think he had time to think that much. So this is something that a player that is a lurker for the team doesn't have to think about because he knows that this is his role. But that's what you expect from a great lurk player. Essentially, you know? Like an example, if you would ever pay attention to CS, Get Right was very known for having plays like this. You know, there's like a lot of impact that you can do as a lurker, as a flanker, without doing anything. You just showcase a little bit of your presence and then not do anything about it because you know you're doing enough pressure anyway.
Pistol round from KRU, honestly.
Now they did pick up the last pistol and then convert the second and then got kind of rolled over.
You watched Fnatic's comms video against Cloud9? No, I did not, my friend.
Don't call it a comeback.
How do you find new patch? Didn't play it. Didn't play the game for like a week. Snacks, of course. Yes, snacks as well.
Busy next year?
You wouldn't believe. Already though, mid control taken. And in this, we hold the same standard. You guys know it at home by now. Keep it clean.
Oh, Sick just gets a... What?
Sick gonna punish Deltic there. That's a good bit of damage. Nagzet making a bit of a meal of it. Lizino, though, gonna be on cleanup duty here. There he is. Nicely done in the end, keeping this one safe. You could see it getting a little bit sketchy. There's the next pickup, and we're down to now the last 2. Sick and Dapper. As long as it's above 3 alive, I'm happy enough. If you get below 3, then I get a little nervous. Comes up in the air.
New patch didn't really do anything gameplay-wise because change was the custom keybinds by agents, and that's pretty fine. That should have been default, by the way, but at least we have it now. But if they need Sentinels to change, they need to adapt to the game. They have everything. They have everything. They have great players. They have good fundamentals. The only thing they're lacking is just the level of play, like strategical play that other teams have. Great example would be Fnatic. Fnatic is not as good when it comes to personal skill as Sentinels are, but they are a better team, in my opinion.
Beyond that, right? It's what you then need to force up. Ultimately, if they do win this, what Sentinels can actually bring back into... Sorry, KRU can bring into that round 4. Obviously, it makes it 10 times easier, which is where we saw Sentinels build up a huge cushion previously. Now, again, actually, it's looking like
I'm addicted to this game and I can only fall asleep while keeping another stream or anyone on and hearing the shooting sounds.
actually what pace Crew bring to this. Actually, looks like a quick piece towards Mayo, and they're going to try and punish next nice too.
No fear. Okay, let's watch this. Let's watch this. So, they expect Shazam and Jet play the same way they played always on Split so far. This is how Sentinels play on mid.
Actually, what pace Crew bring.
So, stun into gravity well, combined with a flash, makes Ten's dash into Shazam, block himself, and now they're both in gravity well, and that's basically a death warrant. It's essentially a death warrant. That's so well played. Where's the assist coming from Raze? Was it a grenade?
Fairly frugal.
Let me check.
Frenzy. It's a sheriff in the hands of Delzik. Actually, what pace Crew bring to this?
I think he's just shooting. Yeah, they're just shooting together. They're just shooting together. That's about it. There was no boom bot. They're just shooting together. That's about it.
And absolutely threw Sentinels aside. The site is theirs. And maybe they got somewhere else to be because they just hit that with so much pace. Spike down at 120.
And now, I mean, Sick will get pushed upon here. Oh my god. Kesner actually wins that with the Spectre. Now Dapper, the last man standing for Sentinels. Crew looking to replicate exactly what they achieved on Haven here. A comfortable...
This is just deja vu? I mean, it's very easy to read.
Is it flawless? No, Dapper has other things to say. Comes through now. 36 HP actually finds another one as well. That's a big win here, but already...
Going for a hero defuse?
Like...
No way. No,
there's just so much... There's just so much info on Sentinels split because they just don't play it well, so you can abuse it.
This is getting into the realms of possibility here, Hypok. They have closed that gap, right? Like that gap. This was the round I didn't expect it for, but this, I've got to say it. I love that sort of aggression. You got a Spectre, what are you going to do with it? Just barrel it up mid.
And again, Nag's a player who was absent in map 1, delivering here for Crew when it matters most. On the brink of tying things up here, Sentinels immediately pump the brakes.
Oh, they got to believe.
Pretty. We've seen Mayo. Nags again positioned in that sewer.
So now they have a Stinger.
So again, a little better than a Sheriff to deal with if somebody does.
Wait, if Zombs buys a Stinger this round, he has only 1k. He's using 4 stars. What does he buy in next round if they lose this? Let's check Zombs buy next round, okay?
Run it down towards Mal, but he will be called upon here.
Again, money-wise, you're looking like this should be a Crew round. They have the full purchase. You'd have to see Sentinels get a little fruity with it, try and find something out of the ordinary. A couple of those 10s, bangers would be something to get it going, but he's only got the classic. I say only. But again, there's still a bit of danger in this round. You can see them looking for those opportunities. You can see the 6
Spectre.
up in, even if it's a one and done, that's still pretty solid.
I don't know, man.
Frenzy by his side. And it was Delzik who's been punished a couple of times on the other shoe when he was on the other half. So, as it stands, a little bit of patience being shown. Calm for Crew. Let's see what they do with this now.
Unlucky.
Sick nearly actually caught trying to cross behind his... I'm not sure if Delzik even noticed him there. Yeah, they did. Yeah, the paint shell's going to force him out here.
He's alive. No way. No way he's alive. And he cannot heal himself because then he triggers a sound, so everyone will know that he's here. Right now, he has the drop. There's a chance. Oh, he healed himself. Well, that's unlucky then.
There it is. Dapper's timing could not have been better. Kesnit does at least take down 6, so he's opened up the gateway towards it. Oh, 10s couldn't make much of that one.
Naxxit could have almost thrown this round.
One by one they come, and one by one they fall. Shazam still trying to make something of this. And this is going to shut down Crew right back at the door.
Again, Crew looks so comfortable in some of these rounds where they were just death ball, just strength in numbers.
Oh, yeah.
Brute force their hyper speed.
Last round we have seen Viper from attack use the lurking wall and smoke on A. This time is the B side wall for the default.
And we're all tied up.
I really heavily dislike the wall that goes from ramp to mid. I really dislike it. I know that's teams that are using it, like both Sentinels and KRU are using it on mid, but I really don't like it. I really don't like it.
And this is the big one. This is the round that can define it. We have to wait and see who's gonna be able to.
Zombs has Phantom. So he plays small shields. Okay, so he played essentially for small shields Phantom.
Is it now elsewhere?
Okay.
Again, he needs to lose this. And 700 credits here. Everything invested here. And we're all tied up. 8-8.
And this is the big one. This is the round.
Okay, that's a big problem that they missed that. But now they're gonna use the Tiger to push TenZ off guard. And now there's also the smoke.
Step forward. TenZ can be forced back here.
So he has no
Have
dash.
his own way with that B main push. Even gonna be noted
Oh
here
wow.
for a second time. It's Klaus and Co. will
That
actually
did cost a lot of info.
Now the only real
So this is like, there's no clear winners in this try to execute because they gained no spawns on A because of the Viper's Pit. No one overpeaked on B, so no one died. They didn't get space on Heaven B. So
the only option here is to call this audible.
so this is like the only way they can gain space is by abusing vents, but I have no idea if someone is in vents. So this is a little bit okay. This round is super random right now for KRU. The only thing that they gained from this round so far is the Viper's Pit on A and the Jet on B with the operator, most likely because they saw the previous round's economy. So this is actually pretty tough.
Might have left open here towards ropes, but hey, mate.
And the problem is, if you know that there's a Viper on A, that the defenses on B are gonna be bolstered.
Not really feasible right now.
Okay, double pump.
Remember that TenZ has no dash, and he's holding a very awkward
I'm not
angle.
sure why Shazam's been pulled here.
No, I'm not too sure myself.
Wait.
Step or they've been
Oh, okay, and that's another problem. Look, what Hypox said. Shazam is now going to A. And you know why? Because they have no control over this area at all. So they read that KRU will go into vents and abuse the weakest spot for them, which is vents. Currently, the weakest spot for Sentinels is vents, so they are trying to compensate by moving Shazam there. But the thing is, I don't think that KRU, it's like a 50-50. They either go vents or they go B main. And they know that Jet has an operator and has no dash, so it's easier to abuse her if you have a flash, and Mazino still has 2 flashes. So, that's a big gamble from Sentinels here.
I mean, TenZ and Sick are committed. They're playing so close here. They're almost committed to this hold at first contact.
I've got your trail.
Oh, and the ultimate from Mazino, I didn't check that. But TenZ can destroy all of the Seekers with one shot.
so dangerous. Here come the Seekers. That was maybe
Yeah.
the intention to try and push TenZ away from the
He completely negated the entire ult with one shot.
angle, and it works well enough. The double pump will at least get them a step towards the side, but TenZ still lingers, still lurks around.
But what do you do now? TenZ is useless.
You can see the utility thrown in. Sick.
There's the ult. Yeah, he only has the operator, half HP.
Rotations are in. Spike yet to go down. It's still being
And that's a
cleared
big
towards
problem for the
side.
defense right now.
There, but there's the lurk. Comes on and nags it
What the fuck was that red overlay?
behind enemy lines. But it's Kesnet as well. They're both able to double down on this, down to Sick, Dapper and Shazam. Spike in and they're all locked
Klaus
on
just
this
cannot
side,
die.
one
That's
away.
it.
Dapper.
Klaus just
Red's
cannot
gonna
die. Oh.
be
Okay, he
considered.
waited.
Invite comes
He
in now.
waited.
Shazam finding Mazino.
Shazam gets Mazino when he overpeaks? Or was that just random? Where's Mazino? Mazino has 10
Dapper and
HP.
Shazam. Spike in and they're all locked towards this side, one a little further away. That's Dapper. Red's gonna be
Shazam just
considered.
goes into the ult and spams randomly and just gets Mazino. Okay?
Spike comes in now. Shazam
He might have heard like a step or something.
finding Mazino. Sick gonna be working his way forward on the other side of this. There's still a player waiting for anyone to step on. He punishes TenZ and Dapper and Sick.
What?
Looking down the barrel
No
of the gun.
way.
Why
Step
did
on through
TenZ
Mazino.
just peek
Sick
like
gonna be working
this?
his way forward on the other side of this. There's still a player waiting
He fucked up the smoke. That's it. He fucked up the smoke. He thought that he's gonna be free of entering here, but he actually fucked it up and dies because of that. So this was a good move by Tens if he would have done the smoke correctly. If he does the smoke correctly, he's not being punished and he gets the pressure, and then Sick can follow up. But right now, yeah. I don't understand though why Sick is not pushing the moment that Tens dies though.
Three punishes Tens, and Dapper and Sick looking down the barrel of the gun. KRU against so many odds right now, still able to do this. Sick trying to work a way in. It's done for here. Delzik gets the punish, and KRU take the lead.
And it echoes around.
Also, a little bit unlucky that Sick didn't try to knife through that wall. I feel like everyone tries to knife nowadays, but not this
Unless
time.
something untoward happens or a couple of mad shots come out, which, hey, find a little corner, find a little cubby and see what you can get from it.
Did he get info about him?
This should be 10 on the board. Unless something untoward happens or a couple of mad shots come out, which, hey, find a little corner, find a little cubby and see what you can get from it.
No, just a spam to check it. I like it.
So aware. Oh, this is looking like heartbreak could be on the cards, but for now, still gonna have a little look. Doesn't find much for it. Gets a little bit of information and a calming of the nerves for KRU. They get that lead under the belt.
Dap plays Viper if they start attack and Killjoy if they start defense. How do you think that helps the team? It's kind of weird.
Punished for it.
I mean, I can understand the idea because they split in his eyes is a little bit more like he wants to just try to. I mean, no, it's okay. It means that he understands that what they lack on defense and what they lack on attack, and he just tries to carve an advantage while starting to just disrupt the morale of the opponents. But it doesn't change the fact that they kinda need the Killjoy Cypher anyway. There's just no reason to play Sage. That's it. Just don't play Sage. For KRU would be don't play Raze. Just play Killjoy or Cypher, or instead of one of the duelists, instead of Raze or Jet. But Jet is just broken, so you should play her.
Klaus has so much control right now. Just this one position here, you can see.
Massive.
Cool, hightail it all the way towards 8.
I think having Raze on split is crucial? No, I don't think so. Jet is just kind of broken, so. Will this be uploaded to YouTube? Yes. We have 2 channels on YouTube. One is with shorter content and the other one was the long content. So it's either exclamation mark newest vid or exclamation mark VOD reviews.
Here again, it's not even that feasible to find some damage on the way out here.
Do you think Viper is mid useless? Shouldn't be like behaving to main? I think the Viper wall on mid is I don't know. I don't like it. Personally, I would prefer to have a toxic orb on B, on mid, and a Viper wall on A.
Big thing's interesting. Klaus holding just in case. He will be punished for it. Sentinels still go for this. It looks like, yeah, at least they're going to explore the possibility.
Yeah, it's the next step that is going to become near on impossible. Delzik come feet, and there's an exit right there in time. Double digits now found for KRU, and panic gonna start hitting Sentinels. There's no 2 ways to put it to you. We have to be honest about this. 10 to 8, as soon as you see a team reach 10, you know that one issue with money, one individual pop-off from an opponent, it could be over.
It absolutely is, and they have such a buffer now with the economy. Sentinels, I think, are probably going to have circa 2k credits behind this.
And they just want the wall and it's giving them results when they wall on one side as they decide to stack the other side later on. The thing is, you can use your Viper wall for retakes, and this wall is only used to control early game, and once it's broken, it's like it doesn't matter anymore. This Viper wall here, it's only controlling the first 10 seconds of the game, and then after that it's useless. So why not use a Viper wall that has multiple purposes and not just early game? It's the same on Icebox when people just do the fucking straight line on B long. That wall is useless. This one is a little bit more useful than that wall, but it's still kinda less useful than other walls.
It gets real dicey now. This could be KRU to 11 and Sentinels bankrupt.
Yeah, well, that's a big rip.
Difference maker, but he gets absolutely destroyed. Body.
How he wanted to dash away anyway? He would have to dash right side. Like, he would have to dash here to make sense, and he dashed backwards. Dashing backwards with no smoke over here makes no sense. So he would have to be dashing here.
Bankrupt.
He cannot even dash like this because he's out in the open. Oof. So even dashing towards like Heaven B would have been better, but
he gets
unlucky.
absolutely destroyed. Body down by Kesnit, and away we go. Sentinel's first line of defense has been cracked open. KRU take this by the
That's a
horns,
big
gonna
problem
lead towards
for
it.
Sentinels when they lose a player like so fast like this. And now you can see that KRU actually capitalizes on it, or try to capitalize on it, even though they're a little bit like, let's say, split, right? Because you have the two duelists go through vents, and those players are kind of trailing, but they don't need to be first. This is very smart. So this typically how you apply pressure here is that this space is open. You know that the player on A is typically playing side or CT, right? Those are the areas when the player from A, the Viper, can play. Like here, here, and here. So those players don't want to risk it to go first and just face check it. So they're gonna wait for those two duelists to try to make space for them and create pressure, because this is very dangerous for the player on A. And then those players from A lobby will just go in on site. The problem I see is that Nagzet just used his dash for no reason at all. He didn't have to use that. He could have saved it to actually go on site as a drone and just save it for himself to rescue himself after getting contact, or just by dashing on site when the players from A side are closer.
Zeno, but there's still a player here. There's still Dapper. Can Dapper do anything to dissuade this? Sick at least catches that player in mid. That's Mazzino for the site crunch.
Yeah, but this is okay. So now I remember this. This is where Dapper just fucking wins the round.
And Dapper stands, and he tries
If Sentinels don't have Dapper this round, they lose the match instantly.
to deliver. He's done everything to give them a shot at this. A 3v2. Nagzit and Klaus still alive. So
That's about it.
Everything they can, but this is all on the shoulders of Dapper until Klaus finally steps up to the goods. Can he find this 1v2? 58 seconds to play with.
Is he planting with his knife out?
This is so risky.
No?
Now gonna be
Okay.
closed in on. The wall got drawn. He's gonna fight Shazam.
Oh my god, dude.
Oh, Zoms.
I mean,
A moment
Dapper
for rescue
single-handedly
Sentinels. But I've got to say,
holds
without Dapper there, without him
Sentinels in the game. If they lose this round because Dapper gets only 1 or 0, they essentially lose the entire map because they go into eco and it's gonna be 12-9.
there, I see that round being KRU's.
Oh yeah. And again, the pace change from KRU.
It's like Link on split in the same position. Same value.
So decisive. And Sentinels almost, they're confused in the early round. They back away so deep, it allows, again, TenZ tries to have a say in this round, but if anything, you could say this is KRU getting a little overzealous, peeking ahead of that.
Sure.
But it's got to be said, Zoms, the only one to survive. So that economy again.
You brought it right back to the point we were saying.
Look, they won the round. And they have 2 rifles.
Those Spectres now have to come out. The full purchase still sitting pretty with KRU.
They have 17k
Jesus.
after this. And bear in mind that by the time they get reset, they get the loss bonus as well.
Okay, Sentinels, bit of an uphill struggle here. You need this round to go your way and look pretty good at it, but it's not been easy. TenZ has been trying. He's been trying everything he can, but it just doesn't seem to be working. 7 kills.
Ooh,
16.
he made noise.
It's double negative.
This doesn't quite find it again. A tag is not enough to.
Wait,
take
did
him
he make
down.
noise?
Nagzit still stands, gets healed up, and he gets the second bite of the cherry.
I actually didn't hear anything. I just assumed that he made
Approach here
noise.
from KRU.
He didn't? It's a silent
Again, I
jump?
think with all this pressure, you can see this
Jump and
conditioning now
control?
coming to a head. Shazam actually preemptively rotating.
Is that only possible to do with Jet?
Potential here, Dapper
Shouldn't be.
caught a miss.
Shazam's on
I need to try this out.
and rightly so. Car's in such a terrible predicament in front of him.
How do I not know this?
Deal with all these players. Do I go anti-flash? Do I try and face?
The timing!
Just walk out.
Alright, well, this is just straight up terrible though.
Players.
Look, Dapper has terrible timing. Again, he doesn't have a Rolex like Zomps, so his timing is awkward, right? He moves away in the worst possible moment. If Dapper doesn't get a kill here, or even two, they lose the game again. I don't know how Naxet whiffs all of those shots, and why is Kesney not even looking with him here. But it's kind of crazy that Dapper lives here. Like, it's kind of crazy that he doesn't die here. Like, that's just so unlucky for KRU. I mean, if they kill Dapper here, like, it's lost. Dapper again, 2 rounds in a row, just single-handedly keeps Sentinels in the game.
He will not relent this site. He keeps finding them value. Against a full buy with a Spectre. This guy is keeping things together for Sentinels. And 4 of them stand, but 3 on the other side, still well geared up, still looking pretty to go. Tens can't quite find what he wanted. Double dips down again, looking to do a bit of chip damage, but it's Delzik lurking away towards heaven. Does he find a bit of timing on this? He does at least get a glimpse of Tens, but he loses the fight. And Dapper again, that's 3. And now all down to Mazzino. This is perfect work from Dapper.
Honestly, after those 2 rounds, I thought Sentinel's gonna win it.
I am beyond impressed with his ability to hold down this site.
The timing looked absolutely dreadful for Dapper there, and somehow he still finds 2. Look at this, he looks away at the moment they peek. I think it's because Shazam baits a little bit of contact. He shoulders in screen there.
And he knows
He's so proud of himself, man. I mean, he should be. He gets the most impactful frags ever in this game. Like, you can, if you can imagine high impact frags, this is like the pinnacle of high impact frags. Elimination match, team is on the back foot. If they lose a round, they get fucking trash economy. And to win this round, you not only need to get a double kill, but also your team needs to do a successful retake. So it's like the impact of those kills is so high.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything more impactful than this.
Yes, you saw Shaz with a little bit of a shoulder peek trying to pull that attention. But I'm going to just give that to Dapper straight away. His presence on this map, those lurks through on B main, all of these moments have been...
Did you do a VOD review on TL vs Sentinels? Yes, I did. You can find it on my second YouTube channel. Type in exclamation mark VOD reviews. But the thing is, KRU, look at the rounds. KRU won 6 rounds in a row. They have so much cash. They have so much fucking cash. They're gonna have the cash till the end of the match. That's about it.
Which would suit, because we can see what's set up here from KRU. Expecting that Viper wall to go up as soon as the barrier drops here, and that's going to be a key indicator for Sentinels.
But I don't think they can really back out of this. Kez is just going to dive on in. Can they clear that corner? Back by Pillar, who just sends it. He loses life. Zoms from up on top by the rafters. Excuse me, down by Pillar.
But Zom's a little bit over peaking here.
And again, look at the pace coming up from KRU. It's worked this time, and maybe the Magic Man himself, Dapper, ain't here. He can't do much about this. The
that ult is dreadful for the defenders now. Retaking through this shit, I would never want to do this, man. You need to go through heaven. You just need to ignore this Viper here. You need to go through site. You need to go through ramp. Pushing this here is a death sentence. Unless this Tiger is gonna get the info on the Viper, and then somehow Tens will be able to get him. But he's gonna be on half HP or like 20 HP or something, because this DK is gonna affect him for a very long time. So he's gonna be like 20 to 50 HP essentially. So the best choice would be, fuck it, we're not going through here, we're just going through here, and we do a split from ramp and heaven, and we try to make it successful from here.
And this is going to burn up. The decay is so much before they even get...
I'm lucky that they did that though. But still, they get 2 kills on site because Dapper just fights. Sick and Dapper just get 2 kills. It's insane on those people. What the fuck? How is Delzik dying? Wait. Let me check this.
The screen's
Other side.
and this is
Delzik is on the side.
gonna burn up the decay
Why are those people peeking even?
before they even get to screens here.
Dude, I don't get this. So this is a big problem that I see, you know? Like they have a player underneath hell. I mean, sorry, underneath rafters, right? There's no reason to peek. Because your player has contact. You peek when this player has contact. You have control over elbow, and you have control over rafters. Once this guy gets taken out, you just wide swing and help him. And that's about it.
Sick finds Dapper. Dapper finds Delzik. What is going on?
Against the odds, they're still doing it. Dapper! He turns up on site. He still gets 2. And Sentinels somehow get 11 on the board.
Peeks before the astral wall closes totally. It doesn't matter if the astral wall closes or not. They just never have to peek anything. That's the thing.
Just saw. Crew found everything they needed to on the way in. Actually, even the showstopper just getting traded out. No value whatsoever. They find an entry onto Zombs. They get a Viper's Pit, which, like I said, will burn up so much HP on the way back in. And somehow...
Like, this entry looked perfect. And then Dapper just had other plans in mind.
They trade 3 for 1 in as many seconds. That is absolutely...
Isn't that astral wall really bad?
Sentinels.
No, it's okay. You just can't really peek from side. Just doesn't make any sense.
Something that makes you believe in the side, because Crew now, they've been doing everything right. They've been getting on the side, they've been getting the plants, but still they lose
Viper lurk setup on A.
in that retake.
We have the wall. We have the smoke. But I never seen them actually gain traction from it. And now Shazam is, because of that, using the Tiger to clear it, so they have an info about him. Klaus even gets damage here. But mid is no control again. Look at mid. There's nothing there. And again, vents are completely open.
On Heaven here again, respecting that wall initially from Klaus.
I really dislike
No
this.
contact found anywhere just yet. Kesnick got himself tucked up.
You don't even have a good angle to hold vents because of the Viper wall. So you're fucked.
Again, one of the slower rounds we've seen out of Crew now. We'll have to see how it fares for them.
Very different pace to this. It plays a little more to what we'd say would look good for a Sentinels round. So we'll see how they deal with this. 40 seconds and maybe a little bit of a look back towards Mailroom. Dapper catches a glimpse.
Wall,
there goes the wall, and there goes the player. Mazino
But
with
it's
an
a...
excellent trade.
My god, dude.
Quick flash as well.
Sick had the ultimate before that, right? No, he did not. Okay.
So maybe a little bit of a look back towards Mailroom. Dapper.
So he has the info about that player. That's a nice accidental bait, by the way. It's such a nice accidental bait. Holy shit. Cassidy has to be pissed. But if Sick gets a kill here, they most likely win the game. This duel right here. This duel right here is so important on the entire outcome of the round. Because if he gets that, then they play safe and they have a res as well on Sick. They just play retake. They don't give a fuck. It's 5v3 retake with a res.
You know, with an excellent trade, a crucial one at that.
So that trade by Mazino is so crucial. And now they go through vents, no control.
Rotation comes through.
And look, oh my, why is Naxxat playing operator? Shit. Imagine if Naxxat doesn't have an operator, right? Imagine if Naxxat doesn't have an operator and Naxxat just dashes into his smoke while checking the left for his teammates. Imagine if he does that.
And there's the first contact. It's good for Shaz.
Jesus. Good setup by Zomps and Shazam, by the way. It's Shazam who gets the double kills. But Zomps doesn't peek from here, from the banner, before he has the contact. So he doesn't endanger himself by over-peeking. So he has a chance to trade those players here.
It's great for Shazam. Finding 2, but they do finally clear him.
Oh, 10 seconds though. Wait, what?
But there's that next layer. Dapper now gone. 12 seconds left. Zombs needs to hold this together. 9 seconds now. They're still finding the way to the site. Spike going down.
Well, that's a throw and a half.
The man, the myth, and pretty much the quiet legend right now.
This is like... This kind of feels like Haven. This kind of feels like Haven when they peak 1 by 1.
11-11. It's as close as it can get.
This game was great. Gina, this game is great for watching live. Analyzing it, it's really not interesting.
Feel that pressure back, finding that trade on Sick in B Heaven. Shazam actually goes huge and finds 2 kills there. Again, a little bit sloppy on the way out from KRU, which we've credited their fundamentals. Again, these scrappy fundamentals, time and time again in some of these rounds.
Why would you risk running through a smoke when it's 3v2? I don't know. He really wanted to help Zombs, but Zombs should have given info that there's no one on site and he doesn't need help. So that should make Dapper aware that someone can be in the smoke, someone can be here close to you. You shouldn't go into it, you know. And I feel like that's either lack of communication from Zombs on A, or overconfidence on Dapper's side, or just pressure building up and ignoring comms and stuff like that, you know. Like, shit can happen. Every single player here is a human. You can make a mistake by being too nervous and stuff like that.
Zom's actually down on the Spectre, so it's worse than I anticipated. Rifles across the
But
board.
still, again, this is why Sentinels are losing split against Liquid, against the KRU, and probably against other teams that I didn't analyze. They have no mid control and they have no vents control. They're just abusing the lack of presence on map from Sentinels, and it's over and over again. I don't understand how is this possible for a team like Sentinels to not adjust that when it's so visible on the previous maps.
Enough in other series to make us to realistically think we're going to be here. Map 3, 11-11. Uncharted territory.
And this Viper wall from KRU, I wonder if they do the call that we should keep doing this because it helps to get us like even more vents control, because it's nuts. Like when you combine the weakness of Sentinels, which is this area here, this is the weakness from Sentinels. Those 2 squares, right? Because once the attackers breach the Viper wall, which as I said before, it's only useful in the first 10 seconds of the round, this area and this area is essentially a problematic area for Sentinels. So now, because of that, if you use this Viper wall, you extend the problematic area for Sentinels to like essentially this, right? Because of that. And also when you try to get control out of vents, you have less angles to check. So if they would have done it without even that in mind, it's still fine. But if they do it because they have the awareness that Sentinels are just giving them free space in vents, that's like 200 IQ.
We go again, 3-play stack from Sentinels towards A, and they're getting aggressive on the defending.
Oh, he's anticipating that push. Nice from Klaus.
I think he's got a feeling behind this.
Why are 3 players here with full util? Shazam had a flash in hand, and Dapper just forehead peeks this. Oh, they have a res. So
Read it perfectly, and he punishes Dapper collected.
no. It doesn't matter if they have res, because Sick then duels, and Shazam hides. That is just some massive miscommunication here. Because even if they have the res, that should be Shazam dueling and not Sick. That's a big problem.
Second, no. Sick with the trade and the res comes in.
Imagine if Sick loses this duel, this 50-50. It doesn't matter if he's being traded by Shazam or not. Klaus single-handedly wins this round.
Out. They've cleared that A site, but they're going to respond in kind towards B, but the utility. Sick with the trade in this. He's read it perfectly, and he punishes Dapper collected.
Yeah, but that weapon swap.
No, Sick with the trade and the res comes out. They've cleared that A site, but they're going to respond in kind towards B, but the utility is going to hinder this quick reaction that looks like KRU would have wanted.
Perfect way to play around the res here.
Now the outcome is pretty good because it's still 5 versus 4.
So late on in this hunt.
Oh, Zomps is known. Oh, he's fucked. Tens needs to help him. He needs to buy time, but how do you buy time? How do you buy time? How do you live through this situation here?
Straight onto site here.
Tens helps him out, so that's something.
Yeah, but they haven't quite crested yet. 10 still catching that cross, still going to be doing some damage to try and wrap towards the pillar.
Delzik kills Sick in CT
finds 6
and then finds Tens because they have no control over backside now because 3 players were on A.
He's on his own, and now he's been deleted. They now know pressure comes in from
Yeah, that's pretty rough.
further afield. Zombs gets cleared at the back of the side, but Dapper still closing in. Has to relent.
That helps a little bit, deals some damage to
Away
Mazzino.
from the Seekers, has to accept. He has to peel away, but he does a little bit of chip damage towards Mazzino. And now the 2v2.
Oh, no way that Shazam doesn't spam this box. He just jumps down, okay, and loses the duel, and then it's 1v1. Man, this is so random.
They traded, and now Nags it. This guy's been having a
This is just so
nightmare of a
random,
series.
man.
But now is the time to come alive, and Dapper on the other side. 2 beasts in this one. Dapper! Oh, no way! Naxit's won it! Naxit takes the corner. He
Like, the lesson is, okay, from the beginning of the round, you should probably not play on B at all. Right? Like, Sentinels have no control over mid. They have a plan of pushing A side, right? Let us check the beginning of the round.
second go again. 3-play stack from
Look,
Uncharted.
the beginning of the round, Sentinels already have a idea of pushing A side for info, maybe trading, maybe getting the res from Sick. Right? So they do a high risk, high reward play. But because of that, there's absolutely no control over mid. And for some reason, we see now 2 players playing on B, which is a death wish. And also doesn't buy enough time. Right? Because those people cannot expect any help from players from A because the rotation will take too long. So if you want to make something like this, you have to essentially play from heaven B, leave B completely open, do not have any presence at it, right? And you just play retake on B because you play aggressive on A. Because there's right now the team is divided and this is no man's land, right? So you have no info whatsoever. And if the team is being pushed by, let's say there's no one here and there's 5 people here, those 2 players on B are dead before anything can happen from A and the rotation can even like be impactful at all. So the approach here in the first place is wrong because it assumes that people on B are gonna be impactful enough to stop a push in a potential 2v5. And that's about it. And the worst thing is, Zombs has his ultimate for retake. So they can literally just play for retake. And the even worse thing is, right? Even the worst thing is, but that's very nitpicky, is that they have the Zombs ult for retaking, but also Shazam is 6 out of 7. So if they play aggressive A and there's no one here, they can pick up the orb to have it for retake. So they have Zombs ultimate and Shazam's ultimate for retaking, which is the perfect combo. Because no one can stand close then to the wall.
Territory.
And Dapper will forget the
Mills now. It's 3.
Henry.
That's about it.
Mentality. Map 1 was rough for him. He had a tough series. He's remade himself.
Look at the purchase
Hi, Poker. We're about to see Sentinels potentially sent home
by KRU.
by KRU.
Notice how often Sentinels does this. Next round, when they feel pressure, they decide to push aggressively and ends horribly.
The money
I
is
mean, they
right,
try to make
like,
plays.
look at that money. It's
The thing is, you kind of have to make plays when you have shit equipment like this. Guardian, Vandal, 3 Spectres. And Shazam doesn't even have the Tiger.
not ideal.
So they feel compelled to be more aggressive because of that.
Rifle, that's all I'm looking at there. And then I look at Sentinels. It's a Guardian in the hands of 10s. Cool, he's got some reps in on it recently, but there's 3 Spectres here. Dapper one away from the Viper Spear. That could be huge if he finds a kill. Other than that, it's the Cosmic Divide. Nothing else available for Sentinels. On the flip side, nothing in the back pocket for KRU either.
I need a stop.
3 Spectres. 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 3
Was Shazam a good Sky? I think Sentinels in general have a problem with understanding how to create space for themselves on attack on this map. With having this lineup.
Comes down to this 12 to 11, one team
Which hands just went in. Like, holy shit.
beckoning for greatness. And then
Hello there.
Well, that's just fucking unlucky, man. That is just unlucky. I mean, luck and not luck. So, it's like you line up with the flash that someone will be shooting at. So it's like luck and not really, right? It's like an outcome of a decision making because you line up with your teammate and you line up with the flash. Imagine if this flash doesn't go in a straight line, right? Like straight line from here for the player. But imagine if the flash goes like here. So the player never shoots here. Like, this is like really fucking random. So you can't expect it. But you could minimize the chances of doing this, right? If you go just with the flash over here, not in a straight line, right? Then you have a chance of not lining up like this.
destroys 3 through the smoke. Heartbreak now for Sentinels, as it's all down to Dapper and Sick. Sick fighting with everything, but it is
Why is Kazit swinging a fucking knife here, bro?
not enough. Is Dapper now in the 1v3? The weight of the entirety on his shoulders has to deliver, has to stand tall. He knows what's against him. It's all being poured in. He has
What
to stand and
the
do something.
fuck
They're
did
running
I just
away.
witness?
They're not gonna mess around for a second. They're leaving him with nothing.
He activated his ult? Ah, okay.
Delivered for Sentinels already this map, bailed them out, but it's
I mean, yeah.
a 1v3. Klaus, Nags, and Mazzino.
Imagine if Dap closes this out, man. Imagine if Dap actually clutches this.
Flash comes through.
Dapper, it's your
Why
time
you
to
bullying
shine
me?
right about now. It's all on you, buddy.
Why you bullying me?
It's done with. KRU against all of our expectations, against all odds. Send Sentinels home.
Oh my god, dude.
Speechless right now.
I mean, reason why Sentinels are losing this map, right?
Why you have to be mad?
Why I have to be mad? The reason why they're just losing this map,
Why you bullying me?
it's lack of mid control. This is the main reason.
Hello there.
Or even not mid, but like vent. Vent is the problematic one. And on attack, even though they were winning 8-4, right? I feel like on attack, there's a lot of util being used that has no follow-up. And that I had the same criticism like this. I had the same criticism towards Vision Strikers. You know? So it's like, it's very awkward. It's very awkward.
Well, had a fantastic map.
Alright, my friends, what else do we analyze?